Hey Most Amazing Top 10 family, I'm your host Jade Arena and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. SCPs are some of the best tall tales of the internet. For those of you who don't know, it's a communicative writing project with different people from all over the world adding to it. A list of creatures and objects with unique and terrifying abilities. SCP stands for Secure, Contain, Protect. The idea is that the SCP Foundation documents and catalogs every last one of these supernatural oddities in an attempt to understand and protect us. Of course, these are all fictional, or are they? That's not for me to decide. All I'm here for is bring you today's list of top 10 scary SCPs you wouldn't want to be real. As always, I would love it if you could like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. And stick around for the whole video because I'm going to be doing some more pet shoutouts. If anyone at home needs some more Most Amazing Top 10 content, hit us up on Instagram, and if you're looking for some Most Amazing Top 10 merch, check out the link below. Use the offer code MA10 for $5 off, which means you can grab a shirt for like 10 bucks. That's a sweet deal. And without taking any longer, let's get into this list. At number 10 we have SCP-169. Alright, we're going to be kicking off this list with a massive SCP. Like, this thing could use the Empire State Building as a toothpick. It probably takes dumps the size of Kentucky. It's estimated that SCP-169 is somewhere between 2,000 and 8,000 kilometers long, and because of its massive size, it's impossible to lock this beast away in a proper containment cell. It can only be observed and studied. It is an ocean-dwelling creature using the great depths of the ocean to hide from the public. The exact description of this SCP is unknown, but it's believed that it could have the whale of a body and possibly long tentacles like a squid. The biggest threat that this SCP brings to the table is the ability to affect tides, earthquakes, and tsunamis with just the flick of its tail. If this thing trips and falls over, it could put an entire country underwater. For now, everyone is safe, but just in case SCP-169 catches a cold and decides to sneeze, you might want to start moving inland. At number 9 we have SCP-808. This is the shadow creature. This SCP is a little hard to describe because it doesn't have a body. Think of it as living darkness. This SCP can't be touched or tampered with, but it can be contained. It's very hard to do research on because the SCP can't have samples removed from its form. It will not immediately kill anyone, but being within 10 meters of this SCP will cause drowsiness. If you are in the containment area with SCP-808 for more than 30 minutes, you will pass out and immediately go into REM sleep. If you are not removed from the containment area quickly, then you will have long-term psychological damage. At number 8 we have SCP-049, the classic goth SCP. This guy looks like every goth kid's imaginary friend. The street name for this guy is the Plague Doctor, as it looks exactly like a 15th century doctor with that long bird mask and those black robes. However, unlike a regular Plague Doctor who puts on that clothing, it's thought that the robes and mask of SCP-049 are actually part of its body. This guy is not a poser goth. He has been living this lifestyle more than anyone ever has. He was literally born a goth. If you are unfortunate enough to be touched or touch SCP-049, then balloons will fall from the ceiling and you'll win the lotto jackpot 649. No, just kidding, you'll die instantly. No questions asked. Once this thing has you dead and you're on the ground, it will open up its surgical bag and start to do a series of experiments on you, just like you're a frog in 10th grade biology class. It'll take a few samples, then sew you back up, and then be on its way. Probably do a little hat tip, like, oh, something like that. At number 7 we have SCP-023. This SCP would be really cute if it wasn't an SCP. Trust me on this one. Everything I'm going to describe you about this SCP is great right up until we get to the SCP parts. So SCP-023 is a 5-foot tall, black, shaggy dog. Yeah, doesn't that sound like the best thing ever? A giant dog that you can play with, and it's massive, like he's so big and so cute. Could you imagine cuddling that thing? It would be so big and fluffy, I wouldn't need to go to therapy anymore. But now I'm going to hit you with all the downsides. All SCPs have downsides, even the fluffy ones. I mean, most of them are only downsides. This black shaggy dog has these big bright orange eyes, and if you look at this beautiful beast in the eyes, either you or family member will die in a year. But if you're really making a list of pros and cons, on one side you have death within a year from looking this thing in the eyes, or on the other side you have yet to pet a big fluffy dog. So you're basically breaking even, and it might not even be you that die. It might be one of your annoying cousins or something like that, because it also kills your family members, so that's fine. At number 6 we have SCP-682. This SCP is a massive lizard creature that can spit acid and consume almost anything through nostril glands. Anything it consumed can be helped to regenerate its body, which makes this SCP nearly indestructible. So far, any attempts to destroy this SCP have not been effective. This SCP can communicate extremely well due to its high IQ. And for whatever reason, this SCP has a deep dark hatred for anything that's alive. It's basically Doomsday from the Superman comics. It will kill a cute little bird just because it's there. SCP-682 has to be kept in a facility in the middle of nowhere in case it escapes. If it's able to go on a killing spree, it will start to consume all that organic matter and become more powerful than ever. At number 5, we have SCP-053. Once again, we have another cute SCP that cannot be trusted. I wouldn't be surprised if one of these SCPs is just some dude's ex-girlfriend. It's like, dude, she's so crazy, I swear. She keeps telling me that she loves me and we've only been together for like 3 years. I'm creeped out. This SCP is a little more scary than a girl just wanting to build a future with you. SCP-053 is a little girl that seems harmless. Her exact age is unknown, but she seems to be about 3 years old. Her intelligence also seems to be the same of a 3-year-old girl. SCP-053 has similar interests to a young girl. It enjoys coloring books and board games, and it's important to keep SCP-053 occupied with these games. If you are stuck in close proximity to SCP-053, you will be unharmed for the first 10 minutes. After this point, you will start to experience symptoms of psychosis and start to receive homicidal thoughts. If you attempt to harm SCP-053, you will drop dead immediately after attacking her. Any damage caused to SCP-053 will be healed from its regenerative abilities. At number 4, we have SCP-102. Now we're getting into the really weird stuff. This SCP isn't a girl or a dog or anything breathing. This SCP is a couple of townhouses. If you walk into these townhouses, you would be dead before you know it, and I bet if they were in Toronto, their property value would still be over $1 million. SCP-102 is broken down to 2 sections. SCP-102-1 is a condo that looks like a rundown building with the owner's dead body still in the rubble, unless you own a lease for the building. Then it looks like a beautiful house. If you walk in, you'll fall unconscious and become a ghost until the lease is up. I hope that part is in the contract, or at least in the fine print or something. If you enter the other building, SCP-102-2, you'll be presumed dead and go missing immediately. But still, if the rent is below $600, I think I would risk it. At number 3, we have SCP-017. The best way I can describe this SCP is a fart that can strike back. That's like when you fart in the shower and the steam intensifies it, but you can't escape or freak out because you'll slip and fall. This is like that, but you disappear entirely. Maybe to another dimension, or maybe this thing eats you. I really have no idea. SCP-017 is known as the Shadow Person. It's a shadowy figure that floats above the ground. It's about 80 centimeters tall and somewhat resembles a child. Now, this SCP doesn't really do anything as long as it's not provoked. It will just float there and linger like a dog fart, unless you cast a shadow on it. If any shadow comes in contact with this shadow figure, it will engulf whatever is casting the shadow, and it doesn't matter if this thing is a person or an inanimate object. This thing will then vaporize it just because it came in contact with that shadow, which is kind of unreasonable if you ask me. This SCP is currently being contained and is kept in a glass case in a room that is lit from both the floor and the ceiling. This way no shadows can be casted upon it. At number 2, we have SCP-122. This SCP is the biggest wolf in sheep's clothing I have ever seen. 122 is a nightlight. Yeah dude, this thing is a nightlight. And I thought nightlights were meant to keep monsters away. This thing is like the Trojan horse sneaking monsters right into your room. Well, SCP-122 is a nightlight that always needs to be hooked up to a power supply. If the power supply is removed from 122, then everyone within a 500-meter radius who is sleeping will go into a coma and remain in a coma until the power is returned to the nightlight. Anyone who is in a coma caused by SCP-122 will have shadow figures come out of their bodies until the coma curse is broken. And for our number 1 spot, we have SCP-610. This SCP is one of the most dangerous ones you can come across. SCP-160 is a highly contagious disease that can spread through any organic material. If you are unfortunate enough to come in contact with this SCP, call your loved ones because you only have a few hours of life left. Upon first contact, you will have a small rash break out out on your arms. It will get worse and spread to your chest until open sores appear all over your body. It will continue to consume the person until your skin is so badly damaged that you die. This process takes about 5 hours. After the disease kills you, you will then bounce back to life, a zombie with increased speed, strength, and the ability to mutate your extremities. Oh, and don't forget, a bloodlust for killing innocent people. That is a very important part. Alright everyone, that is our list, and as promised, I'm going to be doing some more pet shoutouts. Chrissy Long wanted a shout out for her 2 dogs, Perla and Delilah. Look at how cute they are. They're both in their sweaters. Oh my god, I love it. Next we have another Chrissy whose dog name is Bailey. She has that old school lassie look, like I love it, so retro. Tammy sent in her dog Marley, who is one of the cutest puppies I've ever seen in my life. Look at her excited face and those big floppy ears, it's beautiful. We've also got Rihanna's dog Theo, who looks like the kind of dog that would want to get up and chase a squirrel but then just takes a nap instead. And finally we have Morgan's cat Sapphire. That is the perfect name for a cat. So fancy, so exotic, beautiful. And everyone, that is our list. Thank you all so much for tuning in. As always, I would love it if you could like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Also, if you could follow Most Amazing Top 10 on Instagram and Facebook, that would help so much. We're going to start doing some exclusive content on Facebook that you can only get there, so you should go see. If you want some merch, check out the link below. Use the offer code MA10 for $5 off, which means you can grab a shirt for only $10. And until next time, I've been Shada Reina, and I hopefully won't run into any SCPs.